There was a moment, just before you clicked, where something inside whispered, "Wait." A tiny voice beneath the noise. A feeling you almost dismissed. That pause wasn't accidental. It was deliberate. A signal from the deeper intelligence within you recognizing that this moment carries weight. You arrived here at the exact instant your consciousness was prepared to receive what follows. The majority never experience this. They swipe past, minds clouded, hearts closed, trapped in the trance of constant stimulation. But something within you, something awake and listening, sensed these words held more than surface meaning. You paused. You're present. And that choice alone has already altered your path forward. In this very instant, without conscious awareness, your internal system just passed a threshold. Subtle shifts are occurring. Your breathing deepens. Your awareness sharpens. Neural networks that have been dormant are beginning to fire again. What you're about to experience isn't passive consumption. It's conscious activation. A moment where the divine interrupts the mundane. The kind of moment that, when you look back months from now, you'll recognize as the turning point. Here's what most people don't understand. The cosmos rarely announces itself with thunder. It communicates through whispers, through tiny disruptions in your patterns, waiting to see if you're paying attention. If you're reading these words, you noticed the whisper. You've stepped outside the autopilot loop long enough for your higher awareness to deliver a transmission. That's why this feels different, heavier, charged with significance. The ego despises moments like these. It craves safety, repetition, predictable loops. It wants you to keep scrolling and maintain the familiar cycle. But your spirit hungers for disruption. It knows you've been requesting a sign, a shift, an entry point into something new. This is your answer. This is the disruption you called for. There's science that supports this. Your subconscious registers choices seconds before your conscious mind catches up. By the time you hesitated, your deeper intelligence had already decided to remain. This isn't simply you observing words on a screen. This is your energetic signature, aligning with an elevated trajectory. And here's the reality most never grasp. Profound transformations don't start with grand gestures. They start in moments exactly like this. A pause, a flicker of recognition, a decision to stay when every instinct says to leave. That is where change takes root. This moment, this precise point in your timeline, is your pivot. It's the threshold between the reality you've been repeating and the reality that's preparing to emerge. Feel that. Let it register fully. Right now, your energy system is receptive. New information can enter. New frequencies can lock in. And that process is beginning as you remain here. By the time you reach the end of this section, your frequency will have already shifted. Microscopic recalibrations in your nervous system, your heart's electromagnetic field, your thought patterns, and your perception are preparing the ground for your next evolution. This isn't a warning. It's an invitation, the one you've been waiting for. So take a breath. Stay anchored here. Allow this disruption to complete itself. This is your soul, your evolved self, your higher mind calling you to awaken to something larger than what occupied your attention 5 minutes ago. This is where you break the cycle. This is where you stop avoiding what was meant to find you. Notice it. That subtle pressure in your chest. That current of anticipation moving through your system. That's the signal. Your higher consciousness, the universe, whatever intelligence you trust, transmitting that something is about to change. Urgency isn't anxiety, it's heightened awareness. It's the gentle alert that says, this moment carries significance. Pay attention. Most people don't recognize these signals. They feel them, but their minds misinterpret them as stress, randomness, or mental noise. They dismiss it, unaware that urgency is how the universe communicates in present time. This isn't just a nudge. It's a coded transmission calibrated to your specific energy field. Miss it, and you continue the loop you've been living. Acknowledge it, and you open a portal. Right now, multiple potential futures converge at this exact instant. Every choice you make either anchors you in the familiar past or propels you toward an expanded future. The urgency you're experiencing isn't random. It's a quantum signal, a pulse of possibility synchronizing with your readiness. And you are ready. That's why you're still here. Why your attention hasn't drifted. Why your subconscious whispered, stop. Listen. Think of your existence like water flowing in familiar channels. Urgency is where the current hits a curve, where the flow shifts, where the river has the opportunity to carve new terrain. This signal is that curve. Ignore it, and the water keeps its course. Respond to it, and you reshape the flow of everything that comes after. Your body already understands this. That flutter in your heart, that subtle increase in energy, it's your nervous system recognizing alignment. It's the wordless acknowledgement that what you're engaging with isn't ordinary. Every second you remain present, every breath you take in conscious awareness accelerates the unfolding transformation. Most people fail this test. They scroll away. They rationalize, delay, and distract themselves. 97% never hear the call. But you noticed, you stayed, you are listening. That alone separates you from the masses. That alone initiates the cascade of change. Urgency is never about rushing. It's about readiness. It's the universe's way of saying everything you need to evolve is present. Do not hesitate. Your alignment depends on recognizing this now. Your higher self is waiting at this crossroads. Time is bending around this instant. Opportunities that would normally take years to materialize can begin to appear in days, even hours, once you truly acknowledge the signal. And here's the paradox. The urgency you feel isn't external. It isn't about the world or what's happening around you. It's internal. Your own field, your own energy has reached a critical threshold. The universe is amplifying your inner frequency, and the transmission is powerful. This is why you feel it as insistence, a pressure that demands focus. So stay here. Breathe. Feel the depth of the transmission. This is your cue to align every part of your awareness with what's emerging. Your thoughts, emotions, and even your subtle energies are synchronizing with a new frequency, one that has been waiting for you to notice. When you fully recognize this urgency, you no longer chase change. You embody it. You don't ask for the shift to happen. You allow it to unfold because your field has already prepared the foundation. Right now, your presence alone is the activation of possibility. Notice it tugging at you. That whisper in your mind suggesting you scroll, click away, dismiss this moment. That's your old identity. The version of you still clinging to comfort, familiarity, and perceived safety. It doesn't want transformation. It fears the unknown. It craves the predictable, even if predictable has kept you limited for years. Your old identity is a survival mechanism, a loop designed to maintain stability. It doesn't understand that genuine growth happens in moments of discomfort. It confuses fear for danger, hesitation for wisdom, and delay for strategy. But the truth is, every time you feel the pull to skip, you're being tested. Your awareness is being measured. Your readiness is being evaluated. Imagine it like a bridge. On one side is the life you've known, the routines, the narratives, the limitations. On the other side is a new reality, a quantum leap waiting to be made. That tug to skip, it's the mind's resistance. The old identity trying to anchor you to the familiar shore. Cross the bridge and everything shifts. Hesitate and the opportunity dissolves into background noise. Your old identity thrives on distraction. It tells you that this is just another video, another fleeting moment. It whispers that transformation is optional, that nothing is urgent, that the world is chaotic and unpredictable. And in a sense, it's protecting you, but it's also keeping you trapped inside the same timeline you've been repeating. Breaking free doesn't require force. It requires recognition. You have to see the old identity for what it is, a pattern, not a truth, a loop, not a destiny, a program, not your essence. The moment you observe it without judgment, without attachment, it begins to dissolve. It loses its hold. And that's what's happening right now. By staying present, by not scrolling, by allowing yourself to feel this moment instead of fleeing from it, you are already disrupting the old loop. The resistance you feel isn't a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're breaking through. It's the friction of evolution, the discomfort of expansion. Your future self, the one who has already made this leap, is reaching back through time, guiding you forward. That future version of you is confident, aligned, liberated, and every second you stay here, you move closer to that version. Not because you're chasing it, but because you're allowing yourself to become it. The quantum field doesn't care about your past. It responds to your present state. Right now, in this exact instant, you are choosing a new frequency. You are choosing to listen instead of ignore, to stay instead of run, to trust instead of doubt. And the field is responding. Reality is beginning to reshape itself around your choice. This is the moment where the old timeline splits from the new one. Every second that passes, you are cementing your place in the upgraded version of your life. Not because you've earned it, but because you've aligned with it. Not because you're perfect, but because you're present. Your old identity will keep whispering. That's its function. It will try to convince you that nothing is happening, that this is just words, that transformation is somewhere else, somewhere far away. But you know better now. You can feel it. The shift is already underway. So breathe. Let the old identity speak, but don't follow its instructions. Let it resist, but don't give it control. You are the one choosing now. You are the one deciding which timeline to walk. And by staying here, by continuing to read, by allowing this moment to fully land, you are choosing the new one. This is the bridge. You're already halfway across. Don't turn back now. The life you've been waiting for is on the other side, and it's been waiting for you to arrive. Not someday, not when you're ready. Right now, in this moment, as you are. Recognize the shift happening within you, the subtle recalibration occurring beneath the surface. This isn't theory. It's lived experience, and it's happening in real time. Your nervous system is adapting. Your energy field is expanding. The frequency you emit is no longer the same as it was 5 minutes ago. You've stepped into a new vibrational state, and with it, a new reality begins to form around you. Most people never pause long enough to notice this transition. They chase transformation outside themselves, looking for the perfect method, the right teacher, the missing ingredient. But transformation doesn't work that way. It doesn't arrive from the outside. It emerges from within. It happens in moments of stillness, of presence, of conscious awareness. It happens in moments like this. The shift you're feeling isn't random. It's not placebo. It's the result of intentional alignment. Your attention, your energy, and your awareness have converged in a single point, and that convergence creates a cascade. Neural pathways light up, emotional patterns loosen, old beliefs begin to dissolve, and in their place, new possibilities take root. Think of it like tuning a radio. For years, you've been tuned to a specific frequency, the station of limitation, doubt, and repetition. The signal was strong because you listened to it every day. But now, you're adjusting the dial. You're tuning into a different station, one that broadcasts a new message: expansion, clarity, and alignment. And as you tune in, the old station begins to fade. This is what's happening inside you right now. The old programming, the old narratives, the old version of you, they're losing signal strength. They're becoming background noise, and in their place, a clearer, stronger signal is emerging. The signal of your higher self, your true potential, your aligned reality. Your higher self has always been there, broadcasting on this frequency. But until now, you weren't tuned in. You were distracted by the noise, by the loops, by the old identity's insistence on safety and familiarity. But now, you've turned the dial. You've adjusted your attention, and the signal is coming through clearly. This is the shift. It's not dramatic, it's not explosive, it's subtle, quiet, profound. It's the gentle realignment of your entire being with the truth of who you are and what you're capable of. And once you feel it, once you recognize it, you can never fully go back. The awareness itself is the catalyst. The recognition itself is the transformation. You may not see the results immediately. The external world takes time to catch up with the internal shift. But that doesn't mean nothing is happening. On the contrary, everything is happening. Your field is recalibrating. Your energy is attracting new experiences, new opportunities, and new connections. The quantum field is responding to your new frequency, and it's beginning to deliver. Trust this process. Trust the subtlety. Trust the quiet knowing that something fundamental has changed. You don't need proof. You don't need validation. The shift is self-evident. You can feel it in your body, in your breath, in the stillness that's beginning to settle over your mind. And as you continue to tune into this frequency, the shift deepens. The more you recognize it, the stronger it becomes. The more you trust it, the more it expands. This is the beginning of a feedback loop, a positive spiral that accelerates your evolution. Every moment you stay aligned, every breath you take in conscious awareness, reinforces the new pattern and solidifies your place in the new timeline. You are no longer who you were when you started reading. That version of you is already in the past. You've crossed a threshold. You've entered a new phase. And the only question now is, how far will you let this take you? How deeply will you allow yourself to transform? The answer is up to you. But know this, the shift has already begun. The door has already opened. And all you have to do is keep walking through it, one conscious breath at a time. Quantum leaps are real. Not in the way most people imagine them, but in the way they actually occur. Through micro shifts in perception, belief, and energy that compound over time until the external reality can't help but reflect the internal transformation. This is the mechanics of manifestation. This is the science of consciousness meeting the art of alignment. Right now, you are standing at the edge of a quantum leap. Not because you've done everything right, not because you've mastered every technique, but because you've done the one thing that matters most. You've shown up. You've stayed present. You've allowed yourself to receive. The quantum field operates on a simple principle. Energy follows attention. Where you place your focus, your energy flows. And where your energy flows, reality forms. For years, your attention has been scattered, pulled in 1,000 directions, hijacked by distraction, fear, and old conditioning. But in this moment, your attention is focused, your energy is concentrated, and the field is responding. This is how quantum leaps happen, not through massive, sudden action, but through precise, intentional focus. Not through force, but through alignment. Not through doing more, but through being more. And right now, you are being more than you've been in a long time. You're being present. You're being aware. You're being open to possibility. And that openness, that presence, that awareness, it's the key. It's the portal. It's the mechanism through which the quantum field delivers new realities. Because the field doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. It mirrors your state, your frequency, your energy. And right now, your state is aligned. Your frequency is elevated. Your energy is expansive. If this is resonating with you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can continue receiving these transmissions as they're released. This is the moment where potential collapses into reality, where the infinite possibilities that have always surrounded you begin to crystallize into tangible experiences. You may not see them yet, but they're forming. In the invisible realm, in the space where all realities coexist, your new timeline is taking shape. And here's the critical part. You don't have to force it. You don't have to push, strive, or struggle. The quantum leap isn't about effort. It's about alignment. It's about maintaining the frequency, the state, the energy that you're in right now. Because as long as you stay here, as long as you remain in this elevated state, the field will continue to respond. The synchronicities will multiply. The opportunities will appear. The doors will open. But you have to trust the process. You have to resist the urge to go back to the old frequency, the old patterns, the old identity. Because the old identity will try to pull you back. It will say, nothing's happening. Nothing's changing. This is just words. But that's the lie. Everything is happening. Everything is changing. You just can't see it yet because the external world takes time to catch up with the internal shift. But trust this, the shift is real. The quantum leap is underway, and every second you stay aligned, you accelerate the manifestation. Every breath you take in conscious awareness strengthens the new timeline. Every moment you resist the pull of the old identity, you solidify your place in the new reality. This is the work. Not doing, but being. Not forcing, but allowing. Not chasing, but attracting. And right now, you are doing it perfectly. You are being the version of you that has already made the leap. You are embodying the frequency of your future self, and the quantum field is taking notice. So breathe. Stay here. Let the leap unfold. You don't have to understand every detail. You don't have to know every step. You just have to trust that the field is working, that your energy is shifting, and that your new reality is already on its way. Because it is. And nothing can stop it now. The universe is speaking to you in whispers and nudges, in subtle synchronicities that most people miss. But you're not most people. You're tuned in. You're listening, and because you're listening, you're about to see just how responsive the quantum field truly is. Watch for the signs. Watch for the opportunities. Watch for the moments when reality seems to bend in your favor. They're coming. They're already here. You just have to recognize them. And when you do, act. Not from fear or desperation, but from alignment and trust. Act because your intuition says yes, not because your mind says you should. This is the art of the quantum leap, recognizing the signals and acting on them with precision and confidence. The field is already moving. The opportunities are already forming. And all you have to do is stay aligned, stay present, and stay open to what's unfolding. But here's something most people don't realize about the 1111 phenomenon. It's not just a number, it's a frequency marker. A digital signature from the universe saying, you're in the flow, you're aligned, pay attention. When you see 1111, it's not coincidence, it's confirmation. Your higher self is communicating through the fabric of reality itself, using the language of numbers to get your attention. I'm curious, when was the last time you saw 1111, and what were you thinking about in that exact moment? Drop that in the comments below, because often what we're focusing on when we see these numbers reveals exactly what we're being guided toward. And if you've been seeing 1111 repeatedly, understand what that means. It means you're in a window, a portal of accelerated manifestation. The field is more responsive to you right now than it has been in months, maybe years. The veil between intention and reality is thinner. What you focus on, what you believe, what you embody, it's manifesting faster. But most people see 1111 and do nothing. They notice it, maybe smile, maybe take a screenshot, but they don't recognize it for what it is. A direct communication from their higher intelligence saying, this is your moment. Act now. Align now. Choose now. The number sequence 1111 carries a specific vibration. In numerology, 11 is a master number. It represents spiritual awakening, intuition, and enlightenment. When it appears twice, it's amplified. It's a double portal, a gateway within a gateway. And when you see it on a clock, that's the universe using your everyday reality to deliver a message you can't ignore. Think about it. In a world of infinite numbers, infinite moments, infinite possible things to notice, your awareness lands on 1111. Again and again. That's not random. That's orchestration. That's the quantum field arranging circumstances so that at the precise moment your consciousness is aligned, you see the signal. And here's what changes everything. The more you acknowledge these signals, the more they appear. The more you act on them, the stronger they become. You're training your consciousness to recognize the language of the universe. You're teaching your awareness to see beyond the surface level of reality into the deeper patterns that govern manifestation. So the next time you see 1111, don't just notice it. Use it. Pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what was I just thinking? What was I just feeling? Because that thought, that feeling, that's what you're being asked to pay attention to. That's the seed the universe wants you to plant. If it's a positive thought, amplify it. Feel it deeper. Embody it fully. Lock it into your field with intention. If it's a limiting thought, release it. Don't judge it. Just acknowledge it and choose differently. Use the 11:11 moment as a conscious interruption, a chance to redirect your energy toward what you actually want to create. And if you're seeing 11:11 right now, if this message found you at a time when those numbers keep appearing in your life, understand what that means. It means you're being called. Not just to watch this video, but to step into a new level of conscious creation. The universe is giving you a sign that your manifestation abilities are heightened right now. Your connection to Source is stronger. Your intuition is sharper. This is your window. Use it wisely. Don't let this moment pass without taking action. Not big, dramatic action necessarily, but aligned action. Intentional action. The kind of action that comes from deep knowing rather than mental analysis. Take a moment right now, and I want you to comment below with this exact phrase: I am aligned with my highest timeline. Don't skip this. This isn't about engagement metrics. This is about declaring to the quantum field, to your higher self, to the universe itself, that you are ready, that you recognize the signal, that you're choosing to act on what's being revealed to you. By typing those words, by making that declaration, you're sending a ripple through the field. You're stating your intention in physical reality. You're moving energy from the invisible to the visible, and the field responds to that. It recognizes when you take action, even small action, and it amplifies that energy back to you. So pause for just a moment. Scroll down. Type, I am aligned with my highest timeline. And as you do, feel the weight of those words. Feel the truth of them. Feel yourself stepping into that timeline as you make the declaration. This is how manifestation works. Not through wishing, not through hoping, but through conscious, intentional alignment followed by aligned action. And commenting those words is your aligned action right now. Now, what we've explored today about 11:11 and quantum alignment is really just the surface layer of a much deeper system. If you're feeling the resonance of this transmission, if something inside you is hungry for the complete framework of how to move from seeking these signs to actually becoming the frequency itself, I've created a comprehensive guide called Beyond the Frequencies, a quantum guide to consciousness mastery. It takes you through the 9 master frequencies, from breaking free of survival static to living as the field itself, with step-by-step practices for each ascending current. It's linked in the pinned comment below. Opportunities surround you, always, in every moment, in every breath, in every interaction. But most people can't see them. Their vision is clouded by fear, doubt, and old conditioning. They look for opportunities in the places they've always looked, expecting them to arrive in the forms they've always expected. And when they don't appear that way, they assume there are no opportunities. But that's the illusion. Opportunities don't always look like opportunities. They often arrive disguised as challenges, as discomfort, as the unfamiliar. They show up in unexpected places, in forms you wouldn't have chosen, at times that don't seem convenient. But that's the test. The quantum field is always testing your readiness, your awareness, your ability to see beyond the surface. Right now, opportunities are flowing toward you. They're moving through the invisible currents of the quantum field, aligning with your new frequency. But to recognize them, you have to be present. You have to be paying attention. You can't afford to be distracted by the old loops, the old fears, the old identity's insistence on staying safe. Recognizing opportunities requires a shift in perception. It requires you to stop looking for what you want and start noticing what's appearing. It requires you to trust that the universe knows what you need better than you do. It requires you to let go of control and allow the field to guide you. This doesn't mean being passive. It means being responsive. It means staying alert, staying awake, staying tuned in. Because when an opportunity arrives, it doesn't announce itself with fanfare. It whispers. It hints. It offers a subtle opening, a small window of possibility. And if you miss it, it moves on. But here's the secret. The more aligned you are, the louder the whispers become. The more present you are, the clearer the signals. The more you trust the field, the easier it is to recognize the opportunities. And right now, because you've done the work, because you've shifted your frequency, the opportunities are about to become impossible to ignore. Watch for them in conversations. Watch for them in chance encounters. Watch for them in the thoughts that arise unbidden, the ideas that seem to come from nowhere.